Hey, this is Sean Mathis, and today we're going to be doing a week one review. So last week I finished trading, and I only traded 4 days because Monday I was still working out some issues with trading platforms and getting all the bugs out of that. So I didn't get a chance. So I did a test trade on Monday and made sure that the platform was working and I'm trading on Sierra Bookmap, but I execute on Sierra on demo with Gain Capital right now. So when will I go live? I don't know. We'll see. I need some pretty good samples of consistent profitability. So I would say no less than probably 3 or 4 weeks before I see a really positive, good expectancy. Not only that, but emotionally that I'm feeling well and that I'm executing my edge, because even if the numbers say that things are looking good, it's going to change a little bit live. It always does. And as long as I'm executing my edge and doing what I'm supposed to be doing, not passing on setups because I'm trying to anticipate what the outcome is going to be, those are the kind of things that I have to avoid. So if I'm still making those psychological kinds of errors, regardless of the results, I'm not really ready. And how do I know this? Because I've done this before. I've been trading oil for quite a while. I took a break, and this is my first week back, and this is my accountability journal now, just to try to take a different approach at this. So I guess I'll do a quick disclaimer. Derivatives trading is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not indicative of future results. You probably have to be a little crazy to trade futures. The risk of loss is very high, but so are the rewards. So why do people always do these disclaimers? I don't know. I know it's an SEC or FTC thing, but the only reason people are talking about futures is because they're either trying to sell something or they're trying to make money. So, and everybody always says, well, these results are hypothetical. And I get that. And I guess it's a legalese and a lawyer thing, but if anybody in their right mind thought that a system was only based on hypothetical results and historical data, no one would ever buy it. So it's such BS in my opinion. But whatever, that's not what I'm here to talk about today. So you can see on the screen, this is what's called a trade analyzer, which is pretty cool. With stage 5, you get to use this trade analyzer, and it gives you lots of good data. Normally I track this stuff manually as well, just basically via Google Sheet here. I just have a trade journal like this, so, and I pasted in my results from that's from today. But I'll take a screenshot of the applicable stuff. So this obviously is not right. I didn't do 1,000 ticks. I didn't enter all my stats yet in the trade journal. But since I have them here, I just wanted to make this video because I need to move forward and make my next video because this is already Monday. But you can see number of days traded 4, trades completed 18, and out of those trades I ended up with a positive 37 ticks. I know this may be kind of hard to see. I'm trying to figure out how I can do some screen drawing, and I don't know. I'm using Snagit to record this, and I don't know if they have any screen drawing tools on this. But so my expectancy is 1.68. So I'm not exactly sure how that's calculated, but basically at the end of the day, 18 trades. You can see my percentage long here is pretty terrible. The first thing I notice here is 33%. I'm sorry. That's 33% is not my win weight. That's my longs taken. So I was 66% short last week, but you can see some good things, like really interesting things, like average loss 9.8, average gain 22.5. So on average, my wins are over twice as big as my losses. So that's good. My max loss is 15, which is my hard stop. So I wouldn't expect to ever see anything bigger than that. What you can see sometimes there is that when you have a blow up or something and you move a stop or you don't have a stop, max gain 51 over here. So I mean, there's a bunch of stuff. I don't need to go into too much of it, but overall, this is what I'm doing and this is what I'm looking at. 18 trades completed, and I ended up plus 37 for the week. So I feel really good being back after over a year being gone, and I felt pretty good, even with quite a few errors, So after last week, for example, even though I was up 37 ticks, which if you're trading one lot, that would be $370. So, you can do the math for 10 lots, that would be, $3,700 minus commissions. But so not bad. And my goal is to be trading somewhere in that 10 lot, but if possible, bigger for sure, as big as I can possibly trade. But first it'll start with 1 and then 2, and I'm also still trying to figure out I've always been an all-in, all-out trader, one lot with a fixed stop of 1. I don't scale out or average down. So I know that there's some things that I definitely need to look at that. But one thing that is really helpful about this trade analyzer is that, for example, my trades, I went back and looked at all of my trades. So there is one stat that's really helpful, and it's called MFE. And that tells you what is the maximum profit where you were at in those trades. So based on that, if I would have taken them off when I was plus 10, my losses would have gone down. My break evens would have went up to wins, and I would have had 12 trades would have been wins. So 67% win rate. So the win rate isn't everything, because you have to have a positive expectancy like that. So if your wins are half as big as your losses, even with that win rate, you're going to have a negative expectancy. So, but for example, with mine, that's not the case. So I did the math too in that. So with those 12 wins, that would have been 120 ticks positive, and the 6 losses would have equaled out to 63 ticks. So overall for the week, I would have been up 57 instead of the 37 I took. So, an extra 20. So it's a strategy worth looking at. But there's also some other issues you have to take into account, because if I take off all my wins at 10, I had some big wins too. So it's not really as straightforward as that. So it really needs some more scrutiny and some more analysis. And what I'm also thinking about is the possibility of maybe I can do a 2 lot or even add 1 for when I get past a questionable area, when I feel like the trade is past my trouble, and or just put on 2 and try to get it off. But I've experimented with that a little bit in the past, and the problem with that is that when you have 2 on, you take a full loss at your stop, and then you take 1 off plus 10 and the other one runs. So sometimes it's really not that clean. There was a guy that told me that strategy was really beneficial, but I think that he wasn't really a real trader, and he was trading on demo anyway. So that's a long story and for another time. But so overall, feeling really good. Feel good. It was a little bit emotionally hard last week, getting back in the groove of things, and I really want to be honest on this thing, because it's important for people to know, and myself to put this out here. The doubts, the self-doubt that comes up, the situations and the fantasies that we create in our heads surrounding losing. Am I wasting my time? The negative self-talk, and that doesn't help anybody for sure, and I know that. But we are human, and those kind of things do creep in. Can I do this? Am I going to fail? One good thing about me, I'm really good at failure, I would say, because I do it a lot. And it still sucks, and it doesn't feel good, but I've done it so much that it becomes easier. And I've had some really amazing successes in my career, not necessarily as a trader, but in other aspects, other careers, other epochs of my life. And you're always a loser until you're not. You're always failing until you don't. I tried to explain that to my sister, and I were talking the other day, and people that, especially the ones that aren't risk-based or not entrepreneurial minded, they tend to not understand, and that's nothing wrong. I have nothing. Of course, I love my sister to death, but she's nervous and she's fearful about what I do, and she wants me to be happy, and maybe I should do something else. And But that's normal. But once you've had the successes and you've tasted that, it's almost impossible to go back. It's like I don't think I can never go back and have a job again, but it's important to keep that in mind, because you are failing until you succeed. There's no line in between. Or maybe you're, massive success. You have some small failures along the way, and the small failures are important as well. But when you're learning and you're developing as a trader, you're developing your edge, you are going to fail a lot, and you're going to take a lot of losses until you refine that. You're going to be a loser. That's the way it is. That's life. Life is hard. Life is suffering sometimes. And that's not very new agey, and that's not very positivity mentality based. But I believe in my success eventually. But I also believe in pragmatism and being realistic about where I'm at right now. Because if we don't take a really hard look at where we are right now and get a little uncomfortable with where the fact that we don't like where we are right now, why the hell would we ever change? So, sorry, I'm trying not to. I'm not going to preach. I go off on tangents sometimes. This is just supposed to be purely just a week in review. But that's it. So, good result. Good overall. I'm excited about this week coming up. And we'll see you soon. Thank you.